again, everyone. Sorry that the video's been a little bit delayed, a little bit of slacking off on my part, but life happens. So I'm back with the Celtic cross reading for the 21st through to the 27th of May. Unfortunately, I've had to sort of try and improvise in my bedroom this evening for these readings. So for the sake of not shaking the laptop like a crazy person, I've actually pre-shuffled, selected the cards, double-checked them all with the pendulum, invoked Archangel Michael's presence so that he can guide me through this. And so we're ready to go. So for this coming week, Monday the 21st through to Sunday the 27th of May, the heart of the matter that we have is the Wheel of Fortune, also accompanied by the Four of Pentacles. So Wheel of Fortune, the vibe I'm getting from this is that the heart of the matter is a lot of us have been doing a lot of inner work, spiritual progress, even studying. I can see like the characters in the card are actually reading books, so they're going through a period of learning about whatever it may be, spirituality, themselves, learning a new skill, trade, something like that. So it really is like when you're talking about ascension and things like that, to me it's kind of like a confirmation that we've leveled up recently with all the astrological influences. There was the Taurus new moon, and Uranus went into Taurus the other day. I actually noticed I got quite cranky, which is very out of character for me lately. Since I've been on my own ascension journey, I've become very, very calm and most things don't bother me, but I've had a few days this week where I have basically lost my head. And it's more so about the things that are going on around me rather than things that are going on personally with me, because I've sort of gotten to a stage where I accept a lot and I just go with the flow and just go, yep, there's a lesson or a blessing in everything. So it's all good, but this Uranus in Taurus is really having an impact on the Taurian that I am. So yes, I'm not sure if you guys are feeling it, but I sure am. So yes, anyway, going back to the Wheel of Fortune. As I said, all these characters, they're enthralled in their books, studying hard. And if you know much about the tarot, the World card is the completion of this. So this is number 10, 21. The World card is the end of the major arcana in the tarot. So basically, yes, growth, evolution, learning, whether it be educational, spiritual, whatever it is. But yeah, the heart of the matter is we've gone through some major stuff. We've actually leveled up. We've expanded our consciousness. We've started shifting our lives and making them more suited to the kind of existence that we want, a more spiritually aware, switched on, evolved kind of thing. But a lot of us are stressing about finances. We're holding on to finances quite tightly. And the funny thing is my attention is drawn to the city in the background. It's almost as if like we may be on the ascension path, but we are living in the third dimension, and money is a big thing in this dimension. Yeah, most people know if you don't have much money, you can't really achieve much or do much. And I know a lot of us on this journey have had loss of jobs, complete turnaround of our existence for reasons that are really pretty much beyond our control. But from an external perspective, people could easily say, no, it's very much in your control. But until you've lived it, you have no idea what it's about. I spent 2 years trying to get back into the same industry of work that I was previously in, and kept on failing. And then I realized, hey, I needed to study to be able to get back into the industry and achieve something a lot more than what I would have done if I had gone back to the same mediocre admin roles that I had been doing. So as a result, now I'm studying to be a nurse. Hey. My purpose is to try and heal people, to be a healer, and try and help people. I've always been like a natural automatic pilot kind of counselor to all my friends and family. So it comes, yeah, it's very logical. Once your purpose and all of that starts unfolding in front of you, it's kind of like a no-brainer. Like, how come I didn't realize that earlier? Sorry, excuse me. Getting sick as well. Really good fun. Anyway, moving on. I'm going to try and keep this really short and sweet this time, okay? So what's crossing us, or our challenges and obstacles? Two unfortunate cards, but it kind of explains the picture. We've got 8 of Cups and 10 of Swords. So the challenges or obstacles are more in line with dealing with the fact that either we've had to walk away from something that we were very deeply invested in, that, you know, we had all our emotions and hopes invested in, or somebody else has done that to us. Because in this card, you can see somebody's walking away, and you know, from our perspective, they're walking away from us. So it could have been somebody who walked away from you, you walked away from them, whatever fits, place it there. But also, this card very much signifies a period of about a year, because you've got the sun and the moon in the background, but it takes us a year to go around the sun. So it's possible that somebody that this is in relation to someone that may have walked out of your life a year ago, or somebody that you parted ways with a year ago. Regardless, the situation basically made somebody feel like they've been stabbed in the back and left for dead. You know, just no explanation or minimal explanation, and just see ya, I'm done. You know, that kind of feeling I'm getting from that, which is really unfortunate, and it leaves people kind of scratching their heads and wondering what happened, or you know, what hit them, kind of thing. And yeah, so for a challenge or obstacle to sort of get past that, heal those feelings, you know, make peace with it, come to terms with the fact that maybe one day you will have some answers, but maybe you won't. Part of this whole journey is to sort of accept the things you can control and work on the things, sorry, accept the things that you can't control and work on the things that you can control. The only thing you can actually control in this world is your own reaction to things and how you behave and how you put energy out into the world, because the energy you're putting out into the world is exactly the same thing that's going to come back to you. I've noticed recently that people are actually reacting differently to me. Once upon a time, I was very much a quiet taste, I used to say. And just my presence used to rub people up the wrong way. But more recently, it's kind of like everybody takes me in a much better way, or you know, they're more relaxed around me, and for some reason, I've become more approachable these days. I don't know why. Maybe it's all the meditation. Who knows? Okay. But yeah, like you can't control what goes on outside of you. You can control what happens within you. So I know I was in that exact boat. So I'm wondering, this Celtic cross is really almost feeling like a twins in separation kind of reading, and I'm not going to automatically assume that because we haven't gotten to the end, but just those first 2 cards very much resonates with my own journey so far and what's been happening lately. Yeah, there's different times where it's kind of like you literally feel different. You feel like something has shifted, something is going on. You can't put your finger on it, but you just know something is going on behind the scenes, under the surface. And you can feel energetic shifts, and it's kind of like, I can't explain it, but it's something. And it's a really bad way of, you know, articulating yourself, because people kind of look at you like, what are you on about? However, it is what it is. Alright, moving on. I keep blabbing, sorry. Okay, so we're into the foundation of the reading. So that would be our worries and desires, right? So in the worries and desires, we've got 3 of Pentacles and the 5 of Pentacles. Now, 3 of Pentacles can be about gossip, slander. It can also be about recognition. You know, maybe we want people around us, our loved ones, family, friends, whoever they may be, to recognize how far we've come, how much we've changed, how much we've evolved, how much we've gone to almost like a phoenix moment of complete transformation into a totally different person, soul, being, whatever you want to call it. Because I know a lot of people have recently. The last year and a little bit over has been just nothing that any one of us could have guessed or imagined or dreamed up ourselves. And I just heard, and it's only going to get better. So according to Archangel Michael, it's only going to get better, and it's up and away from here. Okay, so yeah, we've done good. We've hung in there. We've got into our closet and battled our own demons and come out on top in a lot of ways. And some of us are still battling away with a few demons that are hiding right in the back of that closet. And from time to time, as you progress, they will poke their head out of the woodworks and be like, "Hey, remember me? I used to be your pal. We used to have so much fun when you gave all your power away to me." And then that's our opportunity to turn around and go, "Oh, yeah, you are. It's all good, man. You had your vent. Back in your box now. All right. Because you've had your moment. You said what you had to say. Now, go away. You've been acknowledged. You're fine. You have no space in my current existence." Simple. Anyway, getting philosophical, aren't I? All right. So, as I said, worries and desires. Maybe we're worried we're not going to get the recognition that we feel that we deserve. But the thing is, we don't need other people's recognition. We should be giving ourselves recognition, giving ourselves a pat on the back. Because at the end of the day, it's the individual that really knows how far they've come. You know who you were a year ago. You know who you are now. Are your values the same? Are you making the same kind of choices, the same kind of decisions? Like things like that should really show you how far you've come. Anyway, with that, we have the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles, typical, feeling left out in the cold, feeling like people have abandoned you, turned their back on you, literally shut you out of their life. So yeah, unfortunate cards. But I do feel like it's a desire or a craving or a need for recognition from external sources, which we should be beyond that by now. But definitely feeling like people have forgotten about us or cut us out of their lives. And like this could go the other way around. Somebody else could be feeling like we've done that to them. Whoever's watching this, it can be vice versa, basically. Excuse my throat. Okay, so in the recent past, in relation to this, two Aura cards, we have the Strength card and the Seven of Pentacles. So it's kind of like in the recent past, in view of the fact that we have felt like we've been stabbed in the back and people have walked away, and we've lost things that we're very emotionally invested in our lives. We've had to really dig deep and find our inner strength, the kind of strength that is capable of taming a lion. Okay, but I just love the concept of that. But that strength came after having a lot of patience and being in the flow and being, as they say, the silent observer and allowing things to unfold and being able to see and pick out the blessings and the lessons in everything that's happened to you and not get too emotionally invested, not get too caught up, just not analyze, realize that, the energy that we're sending out into the world is what's coming into our lives to us. And then getting to a stage where you realize your own self-worth and what you actually truly deserve. And once that shift happens from the head and the heart, your energy changes. And even the people around you change. Like, the way people approach you, how they interact with you, how much they're willing to invest their time or energy into you, it all shifts when you shift how you feel about yourself. And you realize exactly what you're made of. It really is almost like a phoenix moment when you think that everything that ever mattered to you is no longer yours, and you kind of crumble on the floor in a heap and feel sorry for yourself and like, oh my god, I've got nothing, I've got nobody, blah blah. Yeah, basically you have to hit rock bottom to be able to climb your way back up to the top. And that's literally the feeling I'm getting from this, is that things have happened within the last year, especially with the Eight of Cups. I'm definitely feeling like this is sort of relating to something that's happened over the last year. It has really sort of put us in a situation where we've had to dig deep and go to the depths of our soul and find out what we're made of, who we really are, which a lot of us probably still are working it out. To some extent, we have an idea, but we're not quite there yet. It's taken a lot of patience and a lot of strength and a lot of self-love, and maybe actually having a bit of self-love for the first time in our lives, for a lot of us. Because technically, if you think about it, if you're going to fall apart and into a heap on the floor when somebody that you're emotionally attached to leaves your life, you don't love yourself enough to sort of go, hey, that's fine, I'll be fine, I still love me. There'd be no falling in a heap on the floor if we had that much self-love. So it's almost as if that situation of feeling stabbed in the back, left for dead, left out in the cold, has made us go, hey, why can't they see my worth? Others have seen my worth, which has then made us sort of stop and go, hang on, do I even see my own worth? Do I see what I'm capable of, what I bring to the world? How much love I give, how much support, care, whatever I give to the world, how much energy I put into it. And it's weird because you have to lose things sometimes to realize exactly how good you had them, or how bad you had them based on how you felt about yourself. You let people treat you as badly as you treat yourself, or as well as you treat yourself. So if you're good to yourself and you love yourself and you treat yourself that way, you're not going to tolerate other people doing anything less than that. So something to bear in mind, something I've actually been preaching to at least one person this last week. Anyway, I do that a lot, I'm sorry guys. So moving on to what's crowning the reading, which I was like, what? When the first card came out. And most of you people that watch tarot readings, that know the significance of certain cards, will probably have the same reaction as me, considering some of the cards that have already come up. So, the Four of Wands was the first card that came out, which almost made me fall off my bed. So, crowning the reading is the hopes, dreams, best possible outcome. And the Four of Wands card is the union, 1111 reunion even, and it literally is an image of a couple celebrating their union / marriage, whatever you want to call it. Okay. But it's like a little canopy, it's all decorative, blah blah. So it's very much a celebration image there, yeah. So hopes, dreams, best possible outcome, possibly reuniting with the person that left us in the Eight of Cups and made us basically shatter so that we can come back together bigger and better than we ever have been, which technically we should be extremely grateful to the person that did that, because if they hadn't done that, we would never have dug this deep and found the best in ourselves and become the best version of ourselves that we have ever been. And I personally can say, yes, I'm the best version of myself that I have ever been. I'm stronger, I'm wiser, I'm more balanced in my emotions, in my masculine, feminine aspects, all of it. It's been a long, long road. It's not like hey, I'm good. People, it takes feeling a lot, and I mean feeling every last bit of the stuff that we usually run away from, that we try and avoid having to deal with on an emotional level, and then sort of almost asking to be taken off the earth and ending up above. and then realizing that nobody's going to fulfill that request for you, then you kind of go, well, if that didn't destroy me, then nothing can destroy me. Like, I've had so many things happen where it could have almost destroyed me emotionally, mentally, whatever, as a soul, as a being, whatever you want to call it. It could have really broke you down and left you for dead, but it didn't. So, wow, we're so resilient. Maybe we're tougher than we thought, which is like literally the seed of thought that got planted in me a while ago. And I was just like, sheesh, if I survive that, I can survive anything. And literally, I'm starting to see that myself very, very much so. Please excuse my sniffling. I hope it's not annoying. All right, with that, we have, with the Four of Wands, we also have the Seven of Wands clarifying it. So I really feel like if we want this return of whoever, whatever it may be that has left our lives, and to have a happy, balanced union, reunion, whatever you want to call it, we need to stand our ground. Remember how far we've come, and know that where we are in life, our position, financially, spiritually, however you want to put it, we have earned it. We have worked hard for it. See those leaves on the ones? That represents growth. Spiritual growth, emotional growth, just personal growth. Going into the darkest places of your own ego, personality, soul, whatever you want, however you want to portray it. It takes strength and it takes courage, and it's not easy. I can vouch for that. Definitely not easy, but man, is it empowering, and it just gives you this crazy sense of wow. That's the only word I have for it. It's like, wow, oh my gosh, I can't believe that I'm, tough enough to have handled all this stuff and come out on top and still be like, hey, that was nothing. I can bring it on the next whatever, however many years, right? Okay, so this is where the reading kind of got a bit what the for me, because in the immediate future or the next steps, we have two interesting cards. So we have the Tower, and as we know, the Tower is about false foundations coming apart. Also, inevitable change. Couldn't think of the word, but yeah, inevitable change. What no longer serves us, what is no longer in the best interest for our, future potential, is basically falling away from under us and being taken away by the universe, by circumstances, by whatever it may be. Everything happens for a reason. There are no such thing as coincidences, people. It's all beautifully orchestrated in this genius of the universe, God, source, whatever you call it. There's something that made us all, that's responsible for us all being here and being alive still. Whoever, whatever it is that you believe that did that, is now basically saying, hey, you know what, you've come a long way. Now it's letting go of the dead weight, the baggage that no longer serves you, the stuff that's weighing you down, the stuff that, doesn't resonate with who you are and what you are now. And it's not helping you become the best possible version of yourself that you could be. It's bringing you down. It's keeping you in, not the best company, in negative mindset, in a low vibrational lifestyle, whatever it may be. It's all going. So best thing we can do is just take a deep breath, center ourselves, and just accept whatever is coming, because I don't feel like it's going to be anything majorly dramatic, but it's always a matter of perspective, yeah? If you're invested in something and it's about to freaking be taken away from you, excuse my language, of course it's going to seem drastic and dramatic when it gets taken away, right? But everything happens for a reason. Things change, people grow apart, people grow together. It's like the flow and cycles of life. Like the sun and the moon have their cycles, right? We also have our cycles in life. And yeah, the Tower was accompanied by the moon. So the moon is about things that are hidden in the darkness of the night when the moon is out, right? So the sun is peeking out in the background. So it's kind of like the things that were kept hidden from you, or unseen, or deliberately withheld from you, they will come out. It's like some sort of sudden, inevitable, drastic change is definitely on the horizon in the future. And this is a 1 week spread, by the way. So I'm not thinking that's going to happen in a month from now. Something is literally stewing under the surface that's going to erupt. And just don't be so reactive. And don't get all freaked out like, oh my God, drama's going to happen, because you have that in your head, you're magnetizing it to yourself. So just have a very positive outlook and expectations in the situation. And literally, whatever it is that's being removed from your life is being removed so that there is space and opportunity for something much better and much more in line with your future and where your life purpose and everything is going, basically. Okay, excuse me for 1 second. Sorry. Tired of sniffling. Sorry. All right. Yeah, moving on, since I have been blabbing for a bit, we have in how we approach the situation. Yeah, whoever's watching this, how we're approaching the situation. Beautiful cards once again. Takes a turn for the upside. Let's just say that. Okay, so we've got the star, and the star to me is all about healing and balancing your emotions. You can see that she's pouring water into the water, the body of water, and onto the land as well. So it's like tempering your emotions, riding out the bad ones and embracing the good ones, and realizing that it's not all bad. To be able to heal emotions, you need to feel them and feel them fully, not just be like, oh, I'm sad. Oh, I'll shed a tear. But no, that's enough. I've done enough. That's enough. Get out. It doesn't work that way. Sometimes there might be a few gallons of tears that need to come out. And you need to have the resilience and the strength and the inner calm, I think is the word I'm looking for, to be able to sort of accept it and just be like, okay, my emotions are my emotions. There's no running away from them. They make you who you are. And your emotions also generate the vibration that you're sending out into the world. So if you have all these unaddressed, pent up emotions stewing under the surface, making you feel ugh, is the nicest way I can put it. It's not going to do you any good. It's just going to literally drag you down later. So I'm really glad that the star card is in how we are approaching the situation. So maybe this next week, things are going to come up that have been emotional for us, a bit rough, even, like I've had the most random occasions of be driving along, listen to a song or something, and then this random like flashback / vision kind of thing will run through your head like a little mini movie of an experience that you had not even recently, could be like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, whatever it may be. And it's stuff that you sort of almost had forgotten existed or happened to you. It was in the back of your mind, like not even a conscious thing, but all of a sudden it gets brought to the surface because it's like your soul's going, hey, time to clear this baggage out. Okay, you didn't deal with it properly the first time. Now you've come so far. You've grown so much. You've got so many tools and coping skills and whatever it may be, like spiritual tools, things you've picked up along the way, right? A lot of people do violet flame invocations and things like that. The violet flame is amazing. Like I've had volatile neighbors on a couple of occasions where like very loud, very, very crazy, scary sounding energy coming from elsewhere, and I've literally just said out loud that house or that person is encased in a violet flame, and within an hour there's a complete shift in the energy. And I was stunned when I realized that it's so effective and so good. Like, you know, hearing your neighbors have a domestic where you think you may have to call the authorities just in case somebody gets hurt kind of level, and just saying that that whole house and everyone in it is encased in a violet flame within an hour. There's actually a party going on rather than what was going on. I'm not gonna start venting my ex-neighbor's issues, but yeah, it literally, you know, don't knock it until you've tried it, is what I'm trying to say without being able to articulate it. Literally, there are so many things out there. Like, if you want to be able to heal yourself, heal other people, even just send good vibes to people. Even people that piss you off, people that upset you, people that hurt you deliberately, especially those people. It takes strength and a lot of wisdom and a lot of insight to be able to bless and send love to the people that have done wrong by you. Yeah. Most people will be like, no, stop them. No, I'm not going to talk to this person again. Da, da, da. But you know what? Holding on to that kind of thing and holding a grudge and having like a thing of, oh, you know, no, never again kind of thing, you're bringing yourself down as well. And the second you forgive the other person, you also forgive yourself for whatever your involvement was, for allowing somebody to treat you like that even. You know, like you let yourself down by allowing somebody to treat you in a way that is not right or fair. And yes, there's a part of you that gets upset with yourself about it. So when you forgive the other person and you release those feelings, it literally feels like a weight got lifted off your shoulders. At a full moon releasing ceremony a while ago, which was literally just sitting in front of the moon, breathing deeply like you're in a meditative state, lighting a candle, and then writing down on a pen and paper, like while sitting, you know, beneath the full moon, that I am ready, willing, and able to release blah 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 blah. And I literally wrote down, I forgive absolutely anyone and everyone in every situation that has ever hurt me or done me wrong, that I have ever been upset about or angry or anything like that. I forgive absolutely every person that has done anything because they've made me who I am, and I can't be angry for that. No matter how ugly the situation got and how unpleasant it felt at the time, it's like when you think about it, like everything that's happened to you has made you who you are. How are you going to regret it, and how are you going to be upset about it and hold grudges and be like, oh, no, I won't have these people in my life, etc. You can't do that because you shift your perspective into just going, wow, everything that happened for me, not against me. So there's no need for any negativity or any bad blood or anything like that. Yeah. Anyway, as I said, I wasn't going to ramble, but I have started, haven't I? All right. So as I said, how we're approaching the situation is healing. There's healing going on emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, whether we realize it on the surface or not. You'd be amazed how much actual work you do in the dream space, like astral travel, even literally weird dreams that you're sort of like, what the hell? There's significance to it. There's a meaning to it. And I recently actually had a dream about, you know, my lifelong best friend, and that dream helped me come to the conclusion that she's a light worker. And then I hung out with her and looked up all this info, and I was just like, does this not sound like you, my dear? And there was 33 on the timer just then as I looked up. That's brilliant. And yeah, the funny thing is, I'm surprised that it didn't occur to me earlier that obviously she is a light worker. She's in the relevant industry, her personality has always been a certain way. You know, she would not hurt a fly, ant, anything. You know, like just an amazing, caring, beautiful soul. And yeah, it was a bit of a no-brainer. But then it took that dream and me sort of going, hang on, why was she in this dream when I was sort of, you know, doing my spiritual stuff, or, you know, my mission work, whatever you want to call it? Why was she part of that dream? And it was like somebody trying to tell me, by the way, she's on our team, which makes so much sense as to why we get along so well. It's a beautiful thing. Anyway, so the card that accompanied the star card in how we're approaching the situation is the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups is loving up on her cup, isn't she? And that's a very special cup. It's, you know, not just some boring old cup. It's very nicely done up. She's surrounded by an ocean of emotions, but that ocean is not rough or anything like that. It's quite, nice steady flow there. So she's very balanced in her emotions. It's like with the star card, we're healing our emotions and sort of, taking control. Not, I wouldn't say taking control, but just knowing how to be in the flow of it and accepting the fact that you're going to have ups and downs in your emotional spectrum. And if you become more equipped and, more practiced at dealing with it in a more enlightened way, a lot of things will change and things will get better. So moving on from how we're approaching the situation, we have the in our environment position. Okay, so in our environment, the first card that came out was Knight of Wands. So Knight of Wands, as you can see, he forgot to put his visor down and he's flying in hot and fast. Wands, very passionate card, represents fire signs who are extremely passionate people. I've known a few of them. But also, if you notice on his clothing, you see the lizard with the tail in his mouth? That's a person that's gone through some sort of a phase or a cycle in life that's actually come to an end. It's like, it's almost like growing pains for some reason. Growing pains just popped into my head. So it's like, sometimes we can be around people that are really lovely people, but really emotionally immature. This is a person that may or may not have been emotionally immature to me in this particular reading. It feels like they've gone through some stuff, whether it be heavy or light, whatever the degree of it may be. They've gone through some stuff and they've found this refined, revived zest for life. And it's like, you know what? I get it now. Like, I really, there's a very much like, oh my God, I can't believe I just didn't work it out all this time. Yeah. There's definitely that feeling about it. And also, most people know, Knight of Wands comes flying in, a lot of people say it represents one night stand. In this particular case, I'm not getting that feeling. I feel like this person has gone through so much growth and so much progress and so much evolution. Literally, they've had their own phoenix or, butterfly moment. And they're coming flying in to share that excitement and share that journey and, everything they've learned and everything they've discovered and developed in themselves with the people that they know that their soul and their heart resonates with. It's the first time I've gotten anything like that from that card, but I like. I'm sure a few people will as well. The card that went with it, because this is where it gets interesting. Okay, so as I said, very passionate person flying in to start communicating, literally spilling their heart, not their guts, their heart. Okay, I feel like it's just very excited about sharing the journey so far with people and whoever these people may be. I almost feel like this is the person that walked away in the Eight of Cups, but it's possible that it may not be. This is a general reading for whoever decides to watch this reading. So I don't know, I just feel like there's going to be a certain percentage of the population that's going to definitely relate to this. And a few other readings that I've seen for various zodiac signs and things like that very much is in keeping with what the vibe here is. So who knows? We're maybe all tuning into the same energy, because the Page of Cups, as most of us may or may not know, is somebody that's coming in to make an offer of love. Let's see, in the cup he's got fish too. So it's not just a cup of love, it is solid, invested love. Love with a cherry on top. Let's just say that. But something very special. Like even this guy in the card, he's looking at that fish like he absolutely adores it. That fish is very important and very, close to his heart. And it's like he's offering that fish to somebody else. Now, something that you absolutely love and you prize and care for and nurture like you would for a fish that's in your care, would you willingly or easily hand it over to just anybody that you didn't trust and you didn't value and you didn't care for? You'd have to have some sort of faith in this person that you're giving this thing to, that you've nurtured and cared for a long time, that they're going to look after it the way you did and give it the love and care that you have. Yeah. So really, really, really beautiful combination to have both of these cards in our environment. It's like coming in flying strong and fast, fiery, excited, wanting to share their knowledge, their progress, their evolution, however, whatever it may be. Because definitely having gone through so much growth and realized, hang on a second, I've completely transformed. Like I was saying, the Phoenix moment thing. So when you when you sort of have a moment where you get to sort of stop and look around and just go, nothing is the same as it was months or a year or whatever it may be ago. It's different for everybody. So like I've had that moment where I was just like, wow, I've come so far. I'm so proud of myself and I'm so glad that it all happened, even though it was literally like being stuck in a blender and get it on hyperdrive. Like it felt pretty nasty at times, but I've actually been able to turn around and just go, wow, I'm so grateful for it. I'm so glad all of it happened and exactly the way it happened, because if it didn't happen that way, it wouldn't have made me who I am now. Every single situation, every experience contributes to making us exactly who we are at the end of the day. Okay, final two positions. I'm going to try and keep this under an hour, which is working out pretty difficult right now. All right, so in the hopes and fears. Okay, first card that came out was the Eight of Swords. So this is a person that's feeling very, very stuck. But swords, words are in your head as well. Yeah, the ego likes to mess with you and tell you that you are bound to a situation or a person, or there's expectations on you that you have to buckle to, or do something for or contribute to. And it's just like, no. Nobody owes anybody anything. We're all here on our own individual journey. Yes, people come along and they show us things that we either need to improve in ourselves or things that we may not realize may be an issue in our lives. But they kind of put a spotlight on it. And for that, we should be grateful and we should appreciate their contribution. But never, never, never sort of think that your progress and your development of yourself as a human being in your own life has anything to do with anybody else. It is your own journey. It's your own soul contract. So if you want to progress and evolve and become a better version of yourself, do it for yourself. Never do it for anybody else. Because nobody's going to be there at the end of the day to go, oh yeah, baby, you did great. Oh, you're my hero. No. If you need that, you still have a lot of healing to do. I'm sorry, I'm not being offensive, but I used to be like that. And now it's kind of like if somebody does sort of recognize something that I've done or gives me a compliment, I'm kind of like, okay, all right, whatever. And that, once upon a time I had that little self-worth that I'd be like, oh, yay, somebody recognized me, I'm getting a better hit, oh, I'm so lucky. Now it's kind of, I laugh at the fact that I used to be like that. I have my moments that I will have self-doubt and whatever else as well. Not perfect, far from perfect, but literally I don't need other people's approval. I don't need other people to like me or appreciate me or anything like that, because I know who I am, what I am, how I feel about myself, and it's very different to how I used to feel about myself. Ascension, baby, does wonderful things for you in a very interesting way. Let's just say that. Anyway, moving on. In our hopes and fears, we also have the Ace of Wands accompanying the Eight of Swords. So yes, fair enough, we might be feeling a little bit stuck, a little bit like things aren't happening. But as I was saying earlier, there's definitely this vibe of something going on in the background underneath the surface, like something is shifting. Yeah, like I get clairaudient songs regularly from, let's just say, my divine counterpart is the most appropriate term for the person. And sometimes it just blows my mind, the songs that come through, because it's kind of like they literally are telling me how far this person has come on their journey. And it makes me really, really happy, because it's kind of like when you have no communication with a person, you get clairaudient songs and you know that they're being sent to you by their higher self, just to sort of like give you little postcards on, hey, this is how far we're progressing, we've come so far, da, da, da. Yes, we may have been straggling behind at one stage on the spiritual stuff, but hey, we're kicking butt right now, all right? So just have faith, okay? That Eight of Swords energy is very much fixable. We can shift our focus and we can sort of go, nope, ego, shh, stop doubting everything, stop nitpicking, stop trying to destroy everything that might be good. Stay positive, we'll get positive things in our life. Because seriously, Ace of Wands, divinely inspired action, something that you're very passionate about. So whether this is the start of a new career, start of a new relationship, friendship, something that you're very invested in and very passionate about. So what is it that makes you tick, makes you absolutely explode with joy, that makes you jump out of bed first thing in the morning? What is it? Because that's what you need to focus on. When you've got the option of hopes or fears, would you not rather go with hopes in the aim and the desired outcome of manifesting the hopes, rather than having the fears actually become your reality? So once again, leaves and those little things called floods. So definitely a lot of growth going on at the moment, but there is something that the universe is planting a seed within our hearts and our minds at the moment. And it's got to do with taking action about something that you're very passionate about. And funnily enough, that I was saying the universe, Six of Swords was also there. And that is a card about moving away from troubled waters into calmer waters, but having outside help, unexpected outside help. And that might be from your angels, your divine team, the universe, even friends and family. But when I see this card, I always feel like it is more the unseen, non-physical help. So angels, ascended masters, guides, all of that. You'd be surprised how extensive your divine team is. Like when you actually start trying to say hey to them, like give them permission to help you have a more smooth journey on your ascension, or overcome certain obstacles or issues that may come up in your day-to-day life. It's insane how fast they step in, and they will start helping and make things easier and better on you, and sort of you'll have these little pops of inspiration pop into your head, and it's kind of like, that's not something that I'd come up with or think of myself normally, but hey, it's a great idea, let's try it. And guess what? It's like magic. It's like having a magic wand in your hand. You try that thing that you're inspired to do because you've asked your team for help, and they've planted that seed in your head, and it literally just falls into place just perfectly. And it is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Try it. It works. Now that I've gone on and on and on, almost for an hour, the final outcome. We actually have 3 cards, and the way they came out is exactly how I'm going to explain them to you, because it's almost like a progression. Yeah? So with all that's been going on, with us going into a bit of a healing mode, realizing that things have been shaken up and fallen away because they no longer belong in our life, and they need to clear space for something that is meant to be in our life and is going to serve our future progress and our ascension path much better. Then we sort of hang in the balance and have faith and know that What's fallen away has now cleared some space, so once the dust settles, there'll be room for something new, exciting, and more suited to our vibration and our energy to come back into our lives, or come into our lives. Funny how I just automatically just said back to our lives. And I know this is going to resonate for a lot of people. I'm not even going to get into that. But I'm sure the people that know. Because the next card that followed the Hangman. So, having healed, come so far, realize that we can't control anything but ourselves, accepting the flow of life and letting it unfold in front of us, then we sort of go, okay, that's cool. Now we just hang here and see where the wind blows and, where we're guided to, what opportunities arise, what doors open, kind of thing. And that is followed by the King of Pentacles. Okay. King of Pentacles is extremely emotionally intelligent, mature, knows how to generate abundance, prosperity, wealth. He's surrounded by fruits and lush gardens and sitting on a big throne. You can see his castle in the background, like a very, very opulent scene of that. So a King of Pentacles is very good when it comes to finances, but he's also very balanced when it comes to his emotions. He's great partner material. Some would say husband material, some would say, and this doesn't have to be a guy, it can be a girl as well. But yeah, just a great person to have by your side in the long haul. Let's just say that. Someone that you can rely on emotionally, and just in everyday life kind of things. The go-to person or the dependable person that you can rely on, because it also represents earth signs. And I know earth signs are very, very solid and stable. When an earth sign is decided that you're one of their people, it takes a lot to fall out of that category. Trust me. I don't give up on people easily. I usually let them put about a few hundred swords in my back before I'll give up on them, but I also have the wisdom to realize that sometimes people don't do things because they're spiteful. They do things because they're meant to do them so that they can mold us into who we're going to become. As I said earlier, there's a reason for everything, even the good, bad, and the ugly. Okay, so as I was saying, healing, then we're hanging in suspension, waiting for things to transpire, and then the King of Pentacles waltzes in, and then we take a leap of faith with our King of Pentacles into the unknown for the next adventure of our life. I really do feel like it reads that way. I know other readers might sort of be like, oh no, blah, blah. But honestly, when you've got the Hangman, the King of Pentacles, and the Fool in the final outcome position, it's like Hangman is hanging in suspension, waiting for things to unfold or transpire or reveal themselves to you. That followed by the King of Pentacles, who's very reliable, solid partner material, and then having the Fool, who is a person that has so much faith in the universe and that everything happens for them, not against them, that he's about to go off the edge of a cliff. He's got that much faith that he knows, even if he falls off the edge of the cliff, nothing's going to happen to him because it's not meant to. Nothing bad will happen to him because it's not meant to. Whatever's happening to him is happening for his highest good and for his own evolution and his benefit in life. So, now that I have gone off 54 minutes about the Celtic crossbred, what I will do is quickly see if I've got a bit of angel guidance for this week. And I will do, I'm not sure if it's going to be this evening or possibly tomorrow now. I will do the one card a day energy read that I usually do, which I've been very stuck with recently, and I am sorry. But yeah, getting quite late, and I have uni in the morning, which is yay. I'm traveling almost 2 hours one way just to sit there for an hour and then come back home. Okay? The things we do for an education. Crazy. Oof. Okay. So those two want to fall out, but I will double check them. Okay. Are these two guidance cards for this week's Celtic Cross? Thank you. Are there any other messages? Okay. Alright. So 2 cards so far, but I've been advised that there's more. What else do you have for us this week for the 21st to the 27th of May 2018? What guidance or messages or advice do you have? Ooh, okay. Okay. Settle. Okay. Yes. I'm still working on my ability to tune into some clairaudience, and so I always apologize to my guides that I'm double checking everything with the pendulum because I don't want to be rude, but I just want to make sure that I get everything right. Okay, is that the final card for this week's reading? Excellent, thank you. Okay, so 3 angel guidance cards. The first one is changing direction. Maybe got to do with the tower moment that's upcoming in our future. It says the changes you are experiencing are divinely directed by your newborn willingness to open your heart to love and our guidance. You are protected now and in the future, so follow your path to the happy outcomes you desire. That's the thing, like being ready and open to changes that, are in keeping with your destined path in this life, or, what you're supposed to do, achieve, your life purpose, all of that. Once you become more open to it and more willing to accept, it will unfold when you are open to it. It will. And literally, like, if you are in the flow of things and you just accept everything that's happening and just know that whatever happens is guiding you in the right direction for wherever you're meant to be. And in every given moment, you are exactly where you're meant to be. Nothing is accidental. Nothing is a stuff up. Nothing is a fluke. Okay? It's crazy when you look at it that way. And then in hindsight, you can actually sit there and analyze things and go, wow, okay, if this hadn't happened like this, on this day like this, blah, 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 that would not have happened. And then you're able to join the dots. And it's only in hindsight that you can do that. And then you start seeing the absolute mind-blowing genius in it all. It's like, dude, God, source, creator, universe, whatever, whoever you call it, whatever you call it, is monumentally brilliant. Total kudos, hard. Anyway, stop crapping on. Now, next card is Trustworthy Guidance. Now, I love this card because it's literally like an angel whispering in someone's ear while they're writing. Now, funny how I had wanted to mention this in this reading, and I'm being reminded that now, that I've been guided recently to do some channeled writing. And me being someone that has a few issues with self-doubt at times, I've already had Archangel Michael tell me that I'm more tuned in than I realize. And I do hear some random messages sometimes, which is really cool because it, points me in the right direction and keeps me where I need to be. But I have actually written a few things down. Some of them I have to literally like try and rack my brain about what has been written, because you sort of get in the flow of things and your writing isn't the best. But there have been a few very cool sort of messages, if I remember correctly right now. And I will, once I can decipher all of them, maybe write them a little more neatly, actually make a video and share that with you guys, because I know there's a lot of people that get channel messages, and I was always like, oh, but there's so many people that do it, and they're like, it sounds so serious, and it's so, like, sounds so legit. It's the best word I can come up with. It's kind of like, well, we're all psychic to some extent. We can all tune into the guidance and support that we have. I know this, so having faith in that, and I know that not everybody expresses themselves or communicates in the same kind of words, so it may not resonate or sink in with everybody. So I've sort of been shown that angle of you can say the same message in 20 different ways and get through to 40 different groups of people, just depending on how they interpret words, body language, energy, all of that. So for that reason, I am going to take a massive leap of faith and put the messages that I've been getting out there. I really hope that they do help. I'm just going to have to juggle that in between my studies at the moment because it's getting to the tail end of the seriousness. And within the next 4 weeks, I would have completed half of this year, which for someone that hasn't studied in 21 years, that's an achievement to have actually stuck it out this long. I'm very grateful that I've had the ability to do that. Anyway, enough of that. Trustworthy Guidance says, you've received a wonderful idea as an answer to your prayers. This idea is real and trustworthy. You can safely move forward with it, knowing that we are with you every step of the way. Ask for and be open to receiving our support for anything that you need related to this idea. Now, that very much resonates with what I was saying about my guidance for having channeled messages. Also, I had the Ace of Wands flash up in my head when I started reading that. So yes, we are getting inspiration. It is coming from above. Don't second guess it. Don't write it off, especially if it keeps coming back. A couple of times a day, it pops up in your head. It's kind of like, it's almost like it's haunting you. There's something, some form of inspiration, something that you sort of like, oh yeah, I should do that. Well, that'd be a great idea to do that. Maybe this hobby, whatever it may be. If it keeps coming up, there's a reason for it. Just have a bit of faith. Take that leap of faith, like the dude in The Fool. And believe me, you'll be pleasantly surprised. You're never guided into anything that is going to be a complete disaster. If it doesn't work out, it taught you things about yourself and others and how to approach situations. Nothing is ever a complete loss. Remember that, people. Seriously. I used to be very pessimistic once upon a time, and I've learned the hard way that nothing is an accident and everything happens perfectly as it's meant to. And I know people will be like, but having horrible car accidents and ending up in hospital. Guess what, people? Were you a complete, having no social life and a complete workaholic and uptight and pushing yourself and burning the candle at both ends and that kind of thing before that derailment of your existence happened, where you got stuck in a hospital bed for a few weeks and you had to learn to relax, you had to learn to stop? It's like, yeah, the universe will slap you once in a while. I've had family that's happened to in the last year where it's been kind of like a bit of a rude slap, mind you. Could be health, could be work, whatever it is. But it's kind of like these people just had focus on going to work, making money, coming home, going back and doing it all over again. They did not have a life. And then something sudden happens where they kind of like stopped dead in their tracks, where they can't keep doing what they were doing. And then they sort of go, oh my God, what happened? Oh, no, but it's me. It can't happen to me. Yeah, dude, it can. And maybe you should shift your perspective and sort of go, hang on a second. Rather than feeling sorry for myself, what's the lesson in this? What am I missing? Why have I been made to stop so abruptly and so suddenly? Is there something that I was missing? And to both of these people, I had to actually say, do you realize that the universe may have stopped you because you had no quality of life? You just literally chasing money all your life. You don't get to spend any time with your family. You don't get to hang out with your kids, your loved ones. You know, you're always in a rush. You're always tired because, oh, you got to wake up for work. Blah, blah, blah. Dude, you can't go to work now. So chill. Yeah. Enjoy. Have some quality of life. Spend some time with your kids. Freaking give them a cuddle already. You know, things like that. It's unfortunate, but unless you're self-aware and tuned in enough to realize that you've got your priorities messed up in life, you're not just here to make money and then cock it. Right? You enjoy this experience. We're here from a human experience. We have, senses of taste, touch, smell, sound, all of that. Or bask in it, enjoy it, appreciate it. Okay, because it's not going to last forever. Nothing lasts forever. Okay, final end of my philosophical-ness. I don't even know if that's a word. Please excuse that. But we have notice the signs. So notice the sign says, yes, the signs you've been receiving are heaven sent. We drop feathers, coins, and other signs upon your path to remind you that you are loved and never alone. Also, in keeping with what I was saying, giving your team of angels, guides, ascended masters permission to help you in your everyday life. Help you to see things from a different perspective, to be able to see the blessings and the lessons in things, to sort of see the bigger picture, to make decisions that are not just purely, personal benefit, personal gain based. Decisions that are in keeping with the highest good of all. Everybody wins, not just you come out on top. You become the kind of person that does things and decides things based on everybody having a positive outcome, and so much is going to transform in your life, I promise you. Anyway, that is enough for me. Thank you very much. I will see you again soon.